Good morning, everybody. It's raining here today, much needed rain, and it's overcast. So it's nice to have the rain. It reminds me of England when the weather's like this. I used to like it in England. I didn't mind the rain so much. But here, the extreme cold, it's really something. You can go outside and lose your limbs if you stay outside like too long. I remember when we had that polar alert, and they warned people, they told people don't go outside because if you go outside you could die. Now here in Canada, people like to go outside like me. They don't like to stay inside and be cooped up. So even with the warning, people didn't listen, and they wanted to go out to the Tim Hortons, like it wasn't far, but they didn't listen and they died. Like people died. So when I talk about extreme cold, that's how cold it gets. But today is not bad. So anyway, that's just to show you the difference between the weather differences between here and Zimbabwe. And yeah, it gets very, very cold. Sometimes I have a jacket that I bought, and it's got a heated pad at the back. So sometimes I'll wear that, even in the house. I'll wear that rather than turning the heat on, because you can charge the little battery and it warms you up quickly. So I wear that. I didn't buy the heated gloves, but I've got very warm gloves, and I equip myself for the cold here. But it's very different weather to living in Zimbabwe. And yeah, one of the things I wanted to share today is how, like after independence, how frightening it was for us, especially for Indian children, non-white children. I remember when my mom took us, she said, we're going to put you in Finchley School now because that's closer to home. Was closer to Beverly Hills where we lived. And I told her I don't want to go there. I want to stay at Russell School. Russell School was where they had the Indians, the coloreds, and the blacks. And the whites went to Finchley. That was only for them. And she said, no, you people have to change now because it's independence. You have to go to the schools where the whites are. You can't stay in Russell School. And I was so upset. I wanted to stay in Russell School. She said, no, we've already made the arrangements. You guys are going to Finchley School. So I was crying. I didn't want to go there because we were frightened of the whites, because they used to do their own thing. They used to have their own schools, their own places. Like they never used to include us. Then they started inviting me to their parties. It was like a dilemma. You had to have like a big meeting. Everybody used to come to the house before I used to go to the party. And it's like, oh my God, I used to get even more frightened. And they used to say, yeah, you're going to those people, those white people. They used to live up on Beverly Hills, the Ledgers. Sean Ledger, he was in my class. And then they used to say, we're all going to stay here until you come back from the party. So my cousins used to come, and they used to stay with my mom. And my mom used to tell them, it's okay, it's going to be fine, let her go. They had a big swimming pool, so I used to go there. I tried to contact Sean, but I contacted his mom, then he didn't get in touch with me, so anyway, I left it. But that's how it was. That's how it was. And then afterwards, my grandfather, I told him about the club because we couldn't go to the Kwekwe Club, the sports club. And they used to only let us go as far as the gate. After that, we couldn't go inside. So we went inside to look at their club. Then when we used to have our Queen's Club, I told my papa, we need, can't they build like tennis courts and a swimming pool and all that? So they raised the money. The Indians got together and they raised the money. Then we used to go to see how they were building the tennis courts. And once the tennis courts were done, we had a small little clubhouse where we used to sit. It didn't have like a hall and everything. We used to just sit outside and watch the tennis. Then they built the clubhouse where you could go in and have parties and events and all that. So these white guys, they used to say, oh, we want you guys to come now. It's independence, you must come play at our club. And even the tennis and that, I used to tell him I'm not going. He said, why? He said, I'm frightened of them. He said, don't be frightened of them. So I said, no, I'm not going, Papa. If they want to come, tell them to come to our club. Well, no, I'm not going there. They can come to the Indian club. So he used to just laugh. Then he used to go and tell them. So they had to start organizing all the things at our club. Then the cricketers used to come. I used to go and watch them. I used to go and talk to them when they were at our club. It was okay. Don't go talk to them. Don't go talk to them. I said, no, I'll talk to them. So they were nice. I mean, they used to just wave at us and smile, and then they used to go back for wherever they came from. But yeah, those were the days of just after independence. It was a very scary time because the war was scary. The war was frightening. And yeah, I mean, they were nice. They made the adjustment. They came to us. They came to the club. They played at the club, and then they went home. And yeah, they always used to come. So whatever we had, all the dances, the discos, we used to have the discos inside the clubhouse. And we used to have a DJ that used to come from Harare. And he used to set up in the clubhouse. And we had all our functions there. And even in the church also had to change, because then they had to have services that were for everyone. They couldn't keep the mass separate for the whites and then the non-whites. So there were a lot of things to get used to. But yeah, then Mr. Mugabe used to come to the shop, Robert Mugabe. He was very friendly. He was very nice. He used to come in and meet everybody and talk to the people, talk to us. And then he used to go. But yeah, he never used to, when he first started, he didn't have his big entourage with all the motorbikes and all that. He was very simple, and he used to just come. But yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday. And yeah, that's why I want to go back. If I can get a job there in the private schools, I would like to go. Because my life is being wasted here, let's face it. I mean, it's just sitting at home like this. Then even with the jobs, they used to all ask for me at the chemist, and then at the takeaways, Mr. Parker, he was an Irishman, he used to tell my mom to send me. Then at Sable Chemicals, she went to ask them for a job for me. This thing, it doesn't only work in Canada, it's the same way in Zimbabwe. It's who you know. When you go and you talk to people and they get to know you, if they know you, they like you, they trust you, then you get a job. So that's how I got my jobs. I didn't expect them to put me to support the white people. I thought they would just give me something like in the back office or something, but they had me supporting first the purchasers manager. I supported Dave Easterbrook. And then after that, Mr. Brown asked for me. I was shaking in my feet. I'm like, no, I can't go support Mr. Brown. He's the GM, he's the general manager. They're like, no, he likes you, he wants you to support him. So then I supported him as an executive assistant. Then after that I went to university. But yeah, that's how it went. So I wasn't joking when I said they had to come to us, because there was no way I wasn't going to go there to their white club. I was like, they can keep it. We got our club now. We don't need their club. They want to play with us, they must come here to our club. Said, no, but they want the cricketers. I said, oh no, our cricketers can't go there. They have to come to us. I'm not going there to them. They used to come. But anyway. And we used to have, at the school, we used to have tennis drives. So Bata was a racist company, shoe company, Canadian company. They used to also be racist. And we used to go there to get our shoes sometimes. But most of the time, my grandfather could order most of the stuff in the shop. So we used to go to Bahadur's. They were like a Muslim store to get our uniforms. And then used to get the shoes and things in the shop, so we didn't have to go there often. So then after independence, they started sponsoring all the tennis and all that at the schools. So that's why I'm saying, in the end, they'll end up serving us. They treat us like shit. Then they realize that, okay, now things have changed. They can't do this anymore. So they used to sponsor the tennis drives at the school. We used to have tennis camps where we used to learn to play tennis in the summer. And yeah, that's how things changed slowly. They had to integrate. But yeah, the history of the country is very different to the reality of what you read in the books and what they tell you on the television and all that. Mr. Mugabe was very nice at the beginning. He was very, very good at the beginning. Anyway, and Abel Muzorewa used to come on the TV but talk about Amnesty International and human rights and all that. And that's how I got involved in the human rights and going to the concerts and all of that. But yeah, it was scary. It wasn't only scary for the white people, it was scary for us, because it's very hard to build that trust with people who have abused you and mistreated you and kept segregation in place. So anyway, that's how it goes. All the memories, I was thinking of them. So my friend passed away, Anset. I'm going to miss him. To stay in touch with me. But that's the dream. The dream is when you can go and sit in the restaurant and then the white people come and serve you. So that's the dream. Anyway, that's how it goes. So for my prayers, I'm saying this, done an enrollment for myself last year. I have to do another one. I do them annually. But this is from the Miraculous Medal Association, this card. So I say this prayer for healing, and you basically pray for healing according to God's plan, that you'll get the healing that you need, and asking Our Lady to intercede with her Son, that I may have the strength I need to work for God's glory and the salvation of the world. So I'm using this prayer. But yeah, I thought I'd share that because it's good for people to know the reality. The reality was very different to what the media and everybody reports and what they say. But slowly, I became confident and I started going out and doing things. I came to this country very confident, but they break your confidence. They treat you like you're stupid. Just follow the policy. That's not the policy. Those are the rules. And their rules only support them. They don't look out for the health of people, the majority of the people. They don't respect cultural difference. Canada was the worst racist country. They supported all that. No, in the end, they had to support the independence and all that because they didn't have a choice. Because the black guys were not going to let it go. They're not. So even now, who do you think fights for us? You think it's the white man that fights for us? Give me a break. It's not. You're kidding yourself if you think it's the white man that's fighting for me. It's not. You think Bono's fighting for me? You must be kidding. They only come because they can make money. Sting and Springsteen and all of these people, they came because they could make money, access to South Africa. They're not fighting for the Indians and the blacks. It's the black man that's fighting for me, and the black women. Oh, that's the reality.